Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Carter is still in the dark about Daphne Rose. He had no idea that she was hired by Steffi to break up his relationship with Hope on the Bold and the Beautiful. Carter only sees her as a good friend. Steffi Jacqueline McInneswood was desperate to get Forrester Creations back. She initially hired Daphne Rose Moriel Hilaire to seduce Carter Lawrence St. Victor, since he's a good-looking man with a heart of gold. It was the only way she could retain control of her family's business again. Steffi was convinced that Hope Annika Noel led Carter astray. This wasn't the Carter that she knew and loved. Daphne tried her best. She was able to get through to Carter's heart. Even though he kissed Daphne and liked it, his heart remained with Hope. But he wasn't sure what to do when he thought Hope wanted Liam Scott Clifton back in her life. After a series of hot and cold sessions, Carter popped the question, and Hope said yes. Meanwhile, Daphne headed back to Paris with a broken heart. B&B fans are wondering whether Daphne will return to Los Angeles. She could have a secret in tow. Steffi begged her friend to come back, especially since her new fragrance was a hit. But Daphne is hesitant to return. She doesn't want to get her feelings about Carter again. And yet, Carter still doesn't know the real reason why Daphne was hired. Carter and Hope assumed they hired Daphne, but Steffi was pulling the strings behind the scenes. Once Carter finds out Daphne's secret, this could ruin her chances at ever having a relationship with him. His head could explode. Up until this point, Carter assumed that Daphne was a beloved friend and confidant he could turn to in good times and bad. Now, he would see her differently, someone who schemes behind his back. What are your thoughts? Do you think Daphne still has a shot with Carter? How do you think he would react to her secret? The glitz and glam of the bold and the beautiful have never masked the dark secrets hiding just beneath its golden surface. And now, a new secret is about to rock the foundations of Forrester Creations, one that could ruin a rising career, end a budding romance, and reignite rivalries, thought long dead. Daphne, the charming and enigmatic new designer at Forrester, has been hiding something, a dirty little secret that's about to come out? But how will Carter Walton react when the woman he's just started trusting turns out to be anything but who she claimed to be? The calm before the storm. Carter Walton, Forrester's reliable legal counsel and occasional knight in shining Armani, had finally started breathing again. After his string of failed romances with Zoe, Quinn, and most recently Katie, was cautious, even reluctant to open his heart again. Enter Daphne, stylish, sharp-witted, and brimming with unspoken mystery. They met during a high-stakes boardroom meeting, and something just clicked. She wasn't like the other women Carter had known. Daphne seemed to value sincerity. She listened. She laughed at his dry humor, and when she opened up about her tough upbringing and how fashion saved her life, Carter couldn't help but feel connected. But Carter should have known better. The secret begins to unravel. What Carter didn't know, but what was bubbling dangerously close to the surface, was that Daphne wasn't entirely honest. She hadn't simply risen through the fashion world from humble beginnings. Her story included something darker. Daphne had once been involved with a notorious financial manipulator named Vincent Vinny Ralston, a former lover and mentor who used fashion houses to launder money. Years ago, Daphne worked for one such house. She was young, naive, and thought she was just following orders. But when the FBI got involved, she vanished, adopting a new identity and burying her past deep under designer labels and faux humility. That is until a Forrester Creations contractor who used to work for Vinny spotted her at a runway preview. The whispers started. A mysterious envelope arrived at Ridge's desk and signed with a photo of Daphne and Vinny, looking way too cozy at a Monaco gala from years past. The confrontation. Carter received the copy next. He was stunned. Betrayal wasn't foreign to him, but this felt deeper. Daphne had seemed different. He'd let his guard down. Over dinner, they'd even joked about how Carter was always attracted to complicated women. Daphne had smiled and said, "Maybe that's because you're not afraid of complicated things." Carter thought she meant her work ethic, her quirks, maybe even her guardedness. He didn't think she meant criminal conspiracy. When Carter finally confronted her after hours in the office, his jaw tight and the envelope clenched in his hand, Daphne didn't deny it. "I wanted to tell you," she whispered, "but I knew if I did, you'd look at me like you're looking at me right now." Carter's voice was low and dangerous. "How else should I look at someone who's lied to everyone here? You let Ridge promote you. You let me fall for you. Nothing I said was a lie. I left that world. I left him. I changed. He stared at her for a long time. People don't change that easily, and they sure as hell don't erase their past. Caught in the crossfire, Ridge, Steffi and even Brooke were pulled into the storm once the photo leaked internally. Ridge, ever protective of the Forrester legacy? Wanted Daphne gone immediately. She brought scandal to our doorstep, he barked. Steffi was more pragmatic. Let's be sure before we destroy someone's life. If she's clean now, if she left that world behind, then isn't that the kind of redemption we believe in? Brooke was torn. Daphne reminded her too much of herself, ambitious, hungry, and flawed, but Carter. He stayed quiet. And when Steffi asked him for his recommendation as chief operating officer, he simply said, I'm recusing myself. But the truth was, Carter wasn't done with Daphne. Not yet. Private war, public pressure. While the Forresters debated Daphne's fate in closed-door meetings, the media got wind of the scandal. A fashion blogger posted a story titled, Designer with a Dark Past, Forrester's Latest Talent Has FBI Ties. Rumors flew. Reporters swarmed. Clients called for statements. It was PR chaos. Daphne, meanwhile, stayed silent except with Carter. Late one night, she showed up at his loft. She looked tired, stripped of her usual glamour. I know you hate me right now, she began. I don't hate you, he replied. I don't even know you. That's fair, she said, but let me explain something you might not believe. Vinny, he was all I had back then. I thought he loved me. He took me in when I had nothing. I didn't know about the money laundering until it was too late. And when I found out, I left. I didn't cooperate with the FBI because I was scared. I reinvented myself to survive. And now you want applause? Carter asked, unable to hide his bitterness. No, I just want a second chance? Not from Ridge, not from Brooke, from you. Carter looked at her, conflicted. He knew what betrayal felt like, but he also knew what it meant to walk away from toxic people. He'd done it. Could Daphne be telling the truth? He didn't answer. Not that night. The unexpected ally. Days later, Carter found himself unexpectedly talking to Quinn Fuller. Of all people, she'd caught wind of the scandal and surprised Carter at Il Giardino with a simple observation. Sometimes, the people with the dirtiest secrets have the most to offer. Trust me. Carter laughed dryly. You really think she deserves another shot? I think, Quinn replied slowly, you deserve the truth. And once you have it, do what feels right, not what the Forresters expect of you. You're more than their fixer, Carter. Those words stuck with him. Decision time. By week's end, Ridge was ready to terminate Daphne's contract. Eric was already drafting a PR statement. But Carter stepped in. I think we're jumping the gun, he said, commanding the room. We've all made mistakes. Daphne's not under investigation. The FBI has no active case. Her involvement was peripheral, and we have no proof she's continued anything illegal. Unless she violates her contract or puts this company in danger, she stays. Brooke raised a brow. And you're just going to trust her? After what? She hid. Carter met her gaze. I'm going to watch her. And if I see one wrong move, I'll be the one to escort her out. Ridge didn't like it. Steffi was silently impressed, and Brooke. Well, she saw a spark in Carter she hadn't seen in a long time. But the question remained. Had Carter forgiven Daphne? Not exactly. Carter's true feelings later. In a quiet moment, Daphne found him in the design office, reviewing contracts. She walked in hesitantly, holding her sketchbook like a shield. You saved me in there, she said. I didn't save you, he replied coolly. I gave you one more chance. Use it well. And us, she asked softly. Is there still an us? Carter looked at her, eyes heavy with emotion. Right now, no, I need time. But I'll be honest with you from here on out. And I expect the same. Daphne nodded. You'll get it, all of it. As she turned to leave, Carter added, and Daphne, if there's anything else I should know, tell me now, because the next time I get blindsided, I won't be so forgiving. She paused, swallowed, then whispered, there's nothing else. Just me. Carter is walking a tightrope, trying to separate personal feelings from professional duty. He knows Daphne's past could still haunt them both, but he also senses there's something worth salvaging, maybe even worth fighting for. But Daphne's story isn't over. A mysterious figure, someone tied to Vinny's old network, has begun watching her. Someone who knows her real name, her real past, and who doesn't want her redemption arc to come easy. Will Carter be her protector again? Or will he be forced to choose between love and loyalty to Forrester? One thing's for sure. Carter's reaction was measured, but the fallout from Daphne's secret is only just beginning. Final thoughts. In a world where secrets are currency and trust is rare, Carter Walton has always stood as a pillar of morality. But even pillars crack under pressure. Daphne's truth has shaken him, but perhaps, in time, it will also free him. Free him from his fear of complicated women, of messy love, of risk. Because sometimes, the dirtiest secrets bring about the deepest truths, and in the bold and the beautiful, no secret stays buried forever. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Bold and Beautiful Update YouTube channel for more update news.